What is up, my friends? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. I am Jim Davis, and I am here with a very exciting deck. This is a deck that Crokeyz, who's been just tearing up the ladder on Arena for the last few months, streams all the time, always in top Mythic. And this is a deck that Crokeyz has brewed up that is kind of taking the ladder by storm and is really very, very impressive. It is a Bant deck, and it is kind of a mixture of the two main archetypes of Azorius Control, one of the more popular decks in the format, and Simic Ramp, one of the popular decks in the format over the last, year or so. Basically just the cores of Growth Spiral, Hydroid Krasis, and Nissa, who shakes the world, alongside the Azorius Control core of Teferi, Narset, Shatter the Sky, Elspeth Conquers Death, Dream Trawler. So by mixing those two cores, we get to play almost every powerful card in the entire standard format at once. And this deck has severely impressed me. I played it to Mythic earlier this week on stream. My record with the deck is something like 15-3, with my losses being, like lose to mono red, don't draw a third land, etc., stuff like that. Mostly feel like outlier kind of losses. And we've got something really, really powerful here. So there's a few things going on. We have the Simic core, of course, of Hydroid Krasis, one of the best top-end cards in the format, Growth Spiral, and then Euro Titan of Nature's Wrath, giving you acceleration without kind of burning a card. So no Boreal Grazers here, no things like that, Paradise Druid. All of our acceleration kind of just keeps the velocity going. And then Tamiyo tags in with Euro Titan of Nature's Wrath to be not only a reasonable control card, but a great way to fuel Euro, which is fantastic. And of course, Nissa needs no introduction. One of the best cards in the entire format. That's kind of the Simic half of the deck. And then the Azorius half of the deck is all the good cards in blue-white control without needing to play some of the, like Absorb and things like that, which are fine, but not overly powerful. We have a couple Shatter the Skies, which can mop up any aggressive start, a card your opponent must respect. Of course, 4 Teferi, best card in the format. 2 Narset Parter Veils, 3 Elspeth Conquers Death, probably the best card in Theros Beyond Death. Just so phenomenal by itself, phenomenal with your Planeswalkers, and phenomenal with Teferi. Just such a good Magic card, and we can cast it as early as, I guess turn 4, but, still pretty good. Dream Trawler, nice big top end, gaining life. And then we have some Mystical Disputes in the main deck, kind of borrowing from what Blue White Control's been doing lately. And then it's all tied together by a nice little rare here who really comes in quite handy. So Knight of Autumn has something important to do in basically every matchup. Cat Oven decks. Kills Witch's Oven, kills Trail of Crumbs. Jeskai Fires, kills Fires of Invention. Against Blue White Control, kills Elspeth Conquers Death. I know I'm forgetting some right now. I'm sure I forget all of them. Against Mono Red, it can obviously gain life. It's a blocker. And it can also kill Annex or Embercleave. I know there's like one or two more that I'm missing. Oh, Lucky Clover. The Team Adventures deck, very popular going forward as it won the DreamHack tournament. Kills Lucky Clover. Really has a target in basically every matchup. We can reuse it with Teferi. Just a creature if we need it. You just put something in play to attack and block with. Getting 4 life is relevant. Just a super sneaky card in this format that is very, very good. So, main deck is just all power, best answers in the format, and the best threats in the format, which is really a great place to be. Playing a lot of lands, a lot of temples. Temples are very, very good in this deck. With all the extra land effects, you get to play your temple off your Growth Spiral or your Euro, and not even feel the fact it comes in tapped. 1 Castle Vantress, a couple Fabled Passages, all the usual stuff, And then the sideboard, one of the things about this deck is that we only have 4 cards in our entire deck that cost less than 3, which is kind of the Ali and Trassi school of deck building thought. I like to poke fun at Ali a lot for that. All his decks just never have any cards that cost less than 4. But realistically, this format is just all about going big. It's kind of a format of a lot of decks trying to do big control and mid-range over-the-top things, and then a crappy mono red deck trying to keep people honest that's like not even that good on a raw power level. It's mostly just good because people are trying to dirtle too hard. So in game ones, we can easily win game ones. A timely Shatter the Sky, a Euro here or there, maybe a Dream Trawler. Winning game 1 is not like impossible. You're definitely an underdog. But post board, we bring in all the stuff. 4 Devout Decrees and 4 Aether Gust to make the mono red matchup very, very good. We have Dovin's Veto and Dispute against the control decks. We have Ancient Treachery for the Mirror. Then we have Heliod's Intervention. Nice little catch-all against decks like Teamer Adventures, Jund Food, things like that. And the deck is pretty simple, pretty powerful, pretty straightforward. Very, very exciting new deck in the format. This deck is cutting edge. I plan on playing this deck in the PTQs, which will be at PAX East this weekend. Of course, this is being recorded before PAX East. I'm recording this on Friday. I leave for PAX East, and I think this deck is just phenomenal. So we're going to battle with it and see how we do in the Mythic rankings here on Arena. But first, quick word from our sponsor at CoolStuffInc.com.
This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. To learn more about this deck, click the link in the video's description below to read Jim's article.
Alright, round one here against Rakdos X, and they have the Rakdos Avatar. They are thematic. Love to see it. Alright, it's fine. Again, if our opponent's playing mono red, this is the kind of hand where you can't really mulligan it, but it's a little soft in mono red, but we're going to keep this. Would love our top card to be a Growth Spiral, but we have perfect mana. We have a turn 3 play. We have Euro. Opponent mulligans, there's Passage, so we're good to go. Temple. We drew a Euro, which is not amazing, but they're going to let us know what colors they're playing before we scry. That's nice of them. Blue. Krasis on the bottom. Most important thing about this deck is making land drops. You just got to make all your land drops. All your cards are so powerful. Just make your land drops and keep doing things. You usually have things to do with your mana between your Planeswalkers, your Euros, Krasis, and so on and so forth. So, alright, looks to be a mirror. Fortunately, they are on the play with a Growth Spiral, which is very bad for us. But we will do our best. Knight of Autumn, not very good in the mirror. It's the one spot it's not great. But even the fail state of a 4-3 for 3 is really not that bad. You know, they're called Rakdos X. They have the Rakdos Avatar, and they're playing not red, not black. I don't know. You gotta go all the way sometimes, you know? Alright, so they have their Euro. We're gonna play our Euro. Possibly facing down a Nissa next turn. We want to have a Conqueror's Death available for that. Teferi is, like, fine in the mirror. It's not particularly exciting. Alright, so now we ruin to draw land next turn. They play Nissa, we don't draw land. The game is effectively over. So... Alright, so manual tap here screams Mystical Dispute. And we drew a land for Nissa. So pretty cool. So they missed their land drop, which is a pretty big game. Pretty sure we're just going to Nissa here. If they have like land Conqueror's Death, it's pretty bad, but a lot of lands come to play tapped also, and I think we just got to pop off here. If we get to untap, we get to do some good stuff. Teferi bouncing Knight is like fine, but if they play Nissa, it's bad. Let's get our own Nissa out there. And we're going to untap a Forest, which is a little uncommon. And we're just going to say go. We're not going to offer the trade. It's a pretty bad trade for us. So we get to untap with Nissa. We can like do multiple things next turn. We can Teferi and Euro, maybe Narset and Teferi, and just get things rolling here. Nissa can take a hit for 4. It's not really a big deal. Sure. So no land would be pretty big game. Or no untapped land, I should say. Most of the threatening cards cost 5. So I suppose Teferi here bouncing our forest is annoying, but oh man, they drew a land. Okay. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Now we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Interesting. Very interesting. So, I mean, they screamed Dispute earlier. Still willing to believe that that's the case. Not drawing lands is bad, because obviously these decks play Shatter. So, getting our land shattered is pretty bad. And Conqueror's Death is the only card that's safe from Mystical Dispute. Alright, let's play Teferi. It's pretty awkward that we're going to need to like float some mana. That's 2-1. But drawing the card is also pretty good. I'm not sure what's correct here, honestly. They're going to dispute this. We're going to pay for it. Yes, that's fine. So, pay for the dispute. We get to bounce the Knight of Autumn. And hopefully draw a land. No. Brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. So, I mean, now we're in the spot where if we get dunked on by a Wrath effect, we're in big trouble. As I said at the start of the game, making land drops the most important thing by a country mile, and unfortunately we are not doing that currently. So now if they attack the Nissa, I kind of think we have to block, because having the Nissa already in play is like pretty big. Also lessens our weakness to a Wrath. If Nissa dies and they're able to like Teferi bounce a land or something, it just things get really, really ugly. It is our other blue source too, but Narset's not really coming into play yet, so. Oh, thank God. So I need to answer Nissa. Man, their hand must be bad. Also weird sequencing, but sure. Alright, we've drawn some lands now, so now I feel much, much better about things. Now we can do lots of stuff. Probably want to Teferi bounce Knight of Autumn again. Get Narset in play, just do a lot of stuff. So we'll just start with Narset. And we'll probably end up Teferiing and maybe Euro if we can do that too. I believe we can. Mystical Dispute is very nice. That is a good one. So let's play Breeding Pool untapped. Play a new Teferi. Putting cards in the graveyard is also awesome for Euro too, so Teferi is very expendable in this deck, does not need to stay in play. Draw. I'll land, but then we'll untap. I guess Breeding Pool. Yeah, I'm not going to risk our second white source. And now we're like comically ahead. We just have like the counter spell. Even just Mana Leak right now is great. So, and they're effectively dead on board. We just play Nissa and then Nissa. So, also they have two good spells here. Tamiyo's not going to do it, so that is effectively irrelevant towards the board states. We don't care about that. We're just going to go Nissa and kill them with 4 3/3 lands. Kind of a weird. We both missed some land drops, and you can see how swingy missing land drops is. So.
Seek and find.
Alright, and you are dead. So, float green. Untap.
That's more like it.
Green. Play Nissa.
I protect that which cannot protect itself.
Yeah. Alright, so we saw how beneficial getting the Nissa into play early was. I mean, we got fairly fortunate there. They had a pretty good start on the play, and then they missed the land drop and drew a bunch of Knight of Autumns. So, Knight of Autumn's gone. I'm pretty interested in Mystical Dispute in this matchup, because, frankly, just countering Growth Spiral and countering Euro, as I said, all that matters is it's putting lands in play. So, even just 1 mana counter your Growth Spiral is actually pretty awesome. And we want the Ancient Treachery, and I've been boarding 3 Dispute, 1 Gust, because the 4th Dispute's like a little too much, I think, and just having 1 Gust is like a miser's copy of, get out of jail free against a Nissa or something like that is kind of cool. It's really only against Nissa for the most part, but I think I like the 1 Gust. That's what I've been doing. It's possibly each one all 4 Disputes. I don't think you want Veto. Veto's a lot clunkier than Dispute is, and Teferi will hit the battlefield at some point, and you don't want your card to go dead. So, also part of the reason why we're bringing in 1 Gust over the 4th Dispute, because Gust is still good with Teferi in play. It's not great, but you can't mulligan this hand. We're going to keep. We have 2 Scrylands and Narset. Scrylands are pretty good in this deck. We're looking at, that was one of the worst draws in the entire deck. We're looking pretty hard for specific cards, so I don't know, we can keep that one. Not a Growth Spiral, but alright, so they don't have a Growth Spiral either, so that's good. Growth Spiral is like honestly one of the best cards in the entire format. We leave it to Shatters because mopping up a Nissa board is relevant at times. Shatters kind of weird, obviously, because we're playing Nissa also, but they're playing a land and they're thinking, which is interesting. Might have had the option to Teferi or Euro there, but Euroing is definitely correct, I think. Right on time. Okay, so made our land drop, which is good. They Nissa us here. It's pretty bad for us. We don't have a Conqueror's Death available, but they have a lot of forests too. Please no Nissa. Nothing. Okay, interesting. So no Nissa, no Teferi, probably no Tamiyo, unless they're scared of counterspell or something. No Euro. Definitely could have their own hand of reactive cards. Pretty happy with these Growth Spirals. I'm pretty sure I'm happy just playing tap land and saying go, and then just double Growth Spiraling on their end step, trying to find some lands. Making land drops is huge. You play like a Narset or Tamiyo into a counterspell, it feels pretty bad here, so just like make them waste their entire turn, unless they have their own Growth Spirals, which is fine, I guess, but like it worked out pretty weird because we drew both Growth Spirals after turn 2, so it's kind of like awkward for us to have them. I didn't really know that, I guess, but they had a similar scenario, it looks like. Whenever your opponent says go on turn 4 with 5 lands untapped and a bunch of cards in hand, you got to ask yourself why they're doing that. And in our case right here, 2 Growth Spirals is pretty unbelievable if we just drew them back to back after Euroing. So it's like our opponent would probably think we have counterspells in our hand, given the context of how we played the last few turns, but the reality is we just drew back-to-back Growth Spirals, and it makes our ability to pass and say go reasonable. So, I mean, there's a Krasis. Let's cast a Growth Spiral. Let's see what happens. I'd be okay disputing a Krasis. Alright, we did not draw a land. We did draw a land. Okay. So Krasis cannot be conquered. Sort of punishes us for not playing Narset earlier. We could steal it with Agent. The problem is that they have Teferi to bounce the Krasis. That's pretty bad for us. There's also Tamiyo and Narset here, and if they have a dispute, whatever. Can't stop both of them, although whatever you play will probably die to this Krasis, which is pretty bad. They could also just dispute the Agent of Treachery. I think I like Tamiyo, because Tamiyo can plus... Why would you tap like that? Gotta keep an eye on the old arena, you know? Plusing puts cards in the graveyard for Euro as well, which is a pretty big game. So... I mean, if they dispute here, I'm pretty happy to pay, because I'm not really thrilled about playing a Narset, so... It's a pretty weird play, honestly.
Like the phases of the moon.
Okay, so...
I know I noted this somewhere.
It's probably just... It's Teferi or Nissa, probably. The most populous cards in our deck. There are 4 copies of each. Nissa doesn't feel awesome against a Krasis. I mean, neither does Teferi really, but I guess Teferi bounce Krasis then play Narset is pretty good, but bouncing their Krasis is pretty sketchy overall, so... Alright, well, whiffed anyway. But we put cards in the graveyard for Euro, which is pretty cool, so... Definitely behind this game. Getting on the board, very, very important. Like, if they were to play a Planeswalker this turn, we'd be in... I guess you have the Conqueror's Death, but...
Your aggression is noted.
I am not going to sit this.
So we're just going to plus and say go. Which is interesting. 5 and 3. So we can, like... Conqueror's Death and Narset here. We can Euro. We can do a number of things. We can Narset Euro also. We're going to plus Tamiyo first, I guess. I'm sure we're going to name, honestly. I mean,
To the library.
maybe our own Teferi because we're concerned with counterspells based on how they played the last turn. Nissa doesn't feel like it's resolving. Krasis is really good. We've already been to Krasis too. I think it's Teferi conquers death here. Just conquer their Teferi. Okay, stay with veto just fine. So, yeah, we're just gonna conquer the Teferi, which doesn't feel awesome, but they got no value off of it at least, and it makes our agent better because we can steal stuff. We also have a Dream Trawler in our graveyard and a Teferi, so the third chapter of Elspeth Conquers Death is relevant. Gonna lose Tamiyo here probably. Alright. Fairly common thing to see is Conqueror's Death, conquering death. And they are tapping out, which is interesting. And they topped. So, we have some options here. We could, like, Euro and Tamiyo. We could do a few things. We could just steal their Conqueror's Death, because our graveyard is pretty stocked. They have the ability to Euro once. Also, if we still Conqueror's Death, we can get back to Teferi and bounce our agent and just like keep doing stuff. That seems pretty good while they're tapped out. Because I figure if this gets disputed, then we're going to do that. They have Teferi to bounce it. It's pretty bad for us, but they only have 2 cards in hand, so... And I think it's much worse if they bounce the Hydroid Krasis, so... Tamiyo's good. That was a good one. They have Veto and Dispute or Plus. Can also try and get Teferi missed. That's good. Lucky for us. Try and get a Teferi and a Narset in play and then bounce Krasis. It's not crazy. Top again. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Not gonna lie. Okay. Disgusting Hero. I guess they have a lot of cards in the graveyard. They're going to be able to put more in the graveyard also, but... Oh boy. I mean, they can recur Conquer's Death with Tamiyo, which is pretty bad. Can't really stop that, can we? No, we can't. I guess we can Narset for another Conquer's Death. Yeah, I might have to do that. This is pretty awkward. The games tend to snowball pretty hard. Shatter the Sky? That's also not the worst. I mean, they will draw, but... I mean, then they can just get back... Either, at least you gotta get back Krasis too. Krasis is so good. I don't know what we're doing here, honestly. I'm not really seeing a good path. Can't really let their Euro attack either. They're gonna draw a card off this. Everything about all this kind of sucks, honestly. It's much that stinks to say. I wish I Wrath. I mean, now they just get to rebuy their Conqueror's Death, conquer their Conqueror's Death back. They're gonna plus? That means their hand must be so good. That's so bad for us. No, they whiffed again. I mean, they would like to play Teferi and bounce us back to their hand. It's theirs, obviously. But... When we get to go to our turn with a Narset, we have a good shot at finding our own Conqueror's Death again. Everything's about Conqueror's Death. That's all that matters. And they're really of a tank. I mean, not minusing on that Conqueror's Death is... Alright, sure. They're not going to draw here either, so... Alright, go Narset, I guess. So we have a Narset already in play. I mean, you could Tamiyo back the Wrath, which seems pretty good right now, but I still want to deal with their Tamiyo. Like, I get Agent. I get Agent, take their Tamiyo, and then get back Wrath. Oh, that's insane. That's so good. Alright, let's do that. This is insane. Can I can play Teferi and bounce the Agent too? Holy wowzers. Alright, let's get this first. Whiff, whatever. Let's play Teferi. Trying to land here is pretty cool too, so you have Gust up.
I know my
Bounce this.
I'll protect you.
It still plays. Get back the Wrath. And leave up the blue. Seen worse turns. Seen worse turns, you know? Empty board, 3 walkers in play. Oh, that was a dirty turn. That was a dirty turn. That's why you have like the one-up mirror breakers like Agent of Treachery and stuff like that. Whew. I had to take a shower out of that one. I'm about to pause the video, come back a little bit later. Oh boy. That was nice. That was nice. Feel the laser burn. Alright, I hope we don't play 4 mirrors in a row. That would be kind of crappy, but... This is a lot of basics. We're going to keep. I mean, it's an awkward hand, but it's fine. Alright, so... Mono red, not ideal. There's no card we can scry into off of Temple of Plenty that actually matters. Because we don't have an untapped blue source to cast Spiral anyway. We're just going to play this and get our island. So on the draw against Mono Red, we're definitely a dog in game 1, but it is very winnable. If they have like an insane start, this is a pretty good start so far. Yeah, this is a pretty good start. The old triple 1-drop start, but could be worse, you know? The once you ward, though, I think we're a pretty heavy favorite. Alright, let's get our island. And draw Growth Spiral. No. Alright, so we'll play Temple. You. Now we're just looking for Wrath. So. Any reasonable follow-up here, we're just dead. Yes, this is a pretty good hand on the play for Mono Red, so we're just super dead this game. Just fine. We're already at 10. Bounce Phoenix, I have to replay it. Bounce Scorch Bitter, we take 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw like exactly Wrath. Could be a thing. Teferi will prevent 2 damage, but Euro will gain 3 life. Might as well use Euro. Also, Euro, if we could draw Wrath, it's even better because the creature's still in play. Yeah, I mean, our deck is, it's built the way it is to beat, the mirror and other decks like that, so... being on the draw against triple 1-drop and drawing 2 disputes, it's fine. It is what it is. Not particularly worried about it. Mono red decks don't curve out like this that often. They only have 8 1-drops. They have 8 2-drops. They're fairly clunky with the Amber Cleaves and the Annexes and so on and so forth, so... This is, kind of an anomaly. It's also on the point of play for them, too, so... Alright. And we didn't draw the Wrath. So... We can't even draw an untapped blue land. If we can go, like, Euro, gain 3, bounce something, we're still dead, I think. So, that's fine. On the play, our hand still wasn't great. So, I mean, double Mystical Dispute, Tamiyo, sure, but... On the play, those games are definitely very winnable, even against their good hands. But you slam in 4 Decrees, you slam in 4 Aether Gusts, take out Dispute, Narset, Tamiyo, Nissa. And now our deck is a lean, mean, 8 removal spell, life-gaining machine. So, like, if those Disputes had been Night of Autumns, you were definitely in that game. If we're on the play, we're very in that game, so... Come on, laser burn. I'm ready to feel the burn. At least this opponent has the theme on full lockdown. Name is Laser Burn. They have Chandra as their avatar, and they are playing Mono Red. Unlike our Rakdos Bant opponent. Alright, go on first. Easy keep. Basically everything we could ever want here. Maybe an untapped basic would be nice, but I'm pretty happy with Growth Spiral. We can shock and Growth Spiral next turn. You don't often want to cast Decree or Gust turn 2 on the play. Because you want to hit like the important things, not the crappy 1-drops, so I'm pretty cool with shocking here and playing Growth Spiral. We'll actually be even on cards if we spiral here, right? Because we'll draw up to 6, put a land in down to 5, and they have 5 cards also, so this is fine. Good draw too. I feel things. gonna want the land. We have the Euro. Like, the Euro is just the best card against them. Once the Euro enters the battlefield, they just can't do anything anymore. It feels awesome. So we could, like, Euro here and then shock if we have to play Devout Decree. But we gain the life back anyway. I kind of like that. Alright, so put that in. We gain 3. And we'll pay 2. Devout Decree this. Sure. Just working our way up to 5 cards in the graveyard so we can escape Euro. We have multiple good cards here. Knight of Autumn's great against Annex, so is Devout Decree. I think we're going to just Devout Decree the Annex and then Knight of Autumn to gain life and then block the Scorch Spitter. Could also Knight of Autumn to kill the Annex, but don't think it's necessary. Keeping their board small also makes you good against Embercleave too. We have Aether Gust as a backup plan. So we need one more thing to die. So if this thing dies, which is great. We can just like Gust Scorch Spitter and cast Euro next turn. It's a good day. Okay. So once again we have 4 in the bin. Aether Gust is 5. Basically terminate, because I doubt they'll put it on the top, sure. And then give me the old Euro. And a Growth Spiral, sure. And now Euro just goes down. Yep. Nissa, who shakes the world. We be shaking the world. Sure, this is fine. Play Nissa. Untap Plains, I guess. It's the worst land. Attack, trigger Euro, gain life, put a land into play. Fantastic. I mean, clearly in a spot where we have Euro out, we are looking to trade. So, feels good. Yep. Sure. Like, if they had a third champion there to actually kill the Nissa, I would still feel pretty far ahead. Got Bone Crusher here too, which is fine. Not great. Like, they're not losing to Nissa, you know? Sure. Alright, go get him, buddy. Shatter the Sky. Shattering is obviously on the menu because if they put a bunch of stuff in play to try to beat the Euro, we just shatter, draw a card off Euro, but bring Euro back. Yep. So it comes down to, like, are they chopping next turn? You know, like, you're drawing a lot of lands, but that's a card. Doesn't currently do anything, but it is a card. So, we'll just say go here. If they try and put together some crazy turn and top up on an Embercleave, we have Aether Gust. They're at 8. Don't mind casting Shatter the Sky if I have to either, so. Bring it on. Leaving these Steamkin home is interesting. And they're going to Embercleave. Sure. And they're going to put it on the Fervent Champion. Alright, well, we're just going to Aether Gust the Fervent Champion. Then we'll attack, Conquer's Death, the Embercleave. Yeah, just kind of a joke. So happily run that one back. You know, we have 4 Gusts, we have the Decrees. If Embercleave does resolve, we have Conquer's Death and Night of Autumn, so Conquer's Death isn't amazing in the matchup, but it's good against their higher power cards. Good against the Phoenix, Annex, Embercleave, Torbrand, Bonecrusher Giant. So their deck isn't powerful enough to small ball you with the 1-drops, unless they have like an insane triple 1-drop draw on the play, which is even hard to do against our sideboard, so sure. We have 3 forests, 1 island, so Temple's the safest one, I think. So we'll take a hit here. We're gonna shock, probably Aether Gust. Alright, no robbers, nice. Don't have double champion, alright. They had double champion there, then things are a little sketch, but you have light up the stage. I don't think light up the stage is very good in these red decks. Luckily they hit a 1-drop and a 2-drop they can cast, but like a lot of times they just hit like Embercleave and Torbrand and like can't do anything, you know? Alright, so a little we're playing towards something here in Dream Trawler, but not the safest start. They're not gonna rob us. I guess we're gonna respond and scry. Devout Decree is good. Top card is a Temple. Let's give them that. So they get a worthless card for robber. One. Taking a pretty serious hit here, but I need to play another score. We haven't done a Wrath yet either. Wraths are obviously very good in this matchup. Like a Wrath here on turn 3 would end the game, but alright, it's 2, 4, 5 next turn. Alright, it's a little sketch. Untap land here would be great also, but we have neither. We're going to Devout Decree, and we're going to hope they don't have Embercleave. Or something crazy. That's an untap land. We can keep that. Don't kill me. Alright, I mean, if they're going to kill you on turn 4, you're going to lose. Infuriate is certainly not common in the mono red decks. If they're going to go that low to the ground, then I guess you're a dog. But my record against mono red is probably like, I don't know, 6-2 or something playing this deck. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do, you know? If mono red's going to play like that, then, you know, even though those cards are all really bad, if that's like how they're going to try and just cheese people out, you know, you might need to rebuild your deck a little bit, play some Boreal Grazers, things like that, but I'm pretty fine. And again, if we just shatter either of those games, I think we actually just win the game anyway. You know, so like, even with their insanely good hand, but opponent mulligans to 5. Hate to see it. Alright, so breeding pool. I mean, actually, I should play the Fabled Passage. If you don't draw a land, this is not going to be an untapped land. Alright, we drew a land. Never mind, we're good. Mountain again. But no 1-drop. They only have 8. So, like, if you don't have the 1-drop, you know, again, they have to have their good hand against you. There's a lot of pressure on them, for sure. Light up the stage again. And they hit 1-drop, 2-drop again. Night of Autumn. Night of Autumn is interesting. We definitely want to Wrath. I think I'm actually fine just playing Teferi and plussing. It should be, like, pretty obvious we have a Wrath if we do that, but...
Trust me. You'll thank me later. Here we go.
Then we get to Wrath on their turn also, which is kind of cool, so... And having Teferi in play makes Embercleave awkward, it makes the Rimrock Knight also awkward, so... It does good things. Attack me, sure. Krasis ain't bad. Alright, play that, play this, there you go. Alright, so we're not going to allow him to attack, we're just going to Wrath. The mono-red decks in this format are much more like beatdown decks than burn decks. They're mostly creature-based, so Wrath is really, really good against them. You know, barring like Annex. Alright, post-combat, light up a stage, Scorch Spitter. So I would say this game is effectively over. Pretty sure we just Tamiyo. Top card is Temple Guard. We're not going to name that. Like, playing Night of Autumn is also not the worst. Just, like, gain life, block this thing. But...
Let us have a story manual worth seek and find.
Let's get, like, Nissa going, I think. So that's also our most populous card. There's 4 copies in our deck. That's even better. That's a card you really want to hit, but you're not going to name it, obviously. So, and then, as far as Teferi goes... Bouncing Scorch Spitter. I think I want to make land drops, so you have to bounce Scorch Spitter.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Sure. Sitting pretty here at 18 life, you know? Alright. Robber hits Tamiyo. I mean, them having a Tamiyo is actually not, like, you know, the coolest thing ever. I think we can just minus here and get the Wrath back and Wrath again. I actually don't want them to cast Tamiyo. Tamiyo, I guess we have Conqueror's Death. It's not even that bad, I guess. But, I mean, playing Euro is... I guess I can dispute their Tamiyo. That's the funniest thing of all time. Alright, let's plus here and... You don't have, actually, I don't have a green for this, so I didn't realize that. Alright, I almost don't hate minusing for a land, either. Just making land drops is pretty important. I don't have green for you. I don't have a green for Euro. I'm being stupid. I don't have any green. I could get a passage, I guess. Alright. Yeah, let's do that.
The storied past holds our future.
We're going to leave, I think, the Wrath in the graveyard. So we can Tamiyo it back. I like to draw a land here. That is a land. That is definitely a land. And now we can play a Night of Autumn. Or leave up Dispute. But... Huh. They can't really attack effectively into Robber of the Rich. I don't think Knight really... Maybe we're just going to go here with Dispute up. Excuse me. Alright, they steal another land. Block the Robber of the Rich. Embercleave, Counterspell. Yeah. Look, sometimes a bad mana leak still a mana leak, you know? Cool. Little vindication there. Alright, so same thing. 8 cards come in. I said 8, not 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we go from like a, you know, maybe a 35, 65 dog to like, feels like, honestly, like a 65, 35 favorite. Like, feel pretty advantaged in the post-board games. The pressure's on them to have a really good hand. Let's go Merlin. It's not great. It's definitely not great. I do like the Euro. Teferi's okay. Double Scryland. I think we're going to keep. We have 12 hits off our draw step or our first Scry that are awesome. We can cast all of them. Growth Spiral, Aether Gust, or Devout Decree. And then, even then, unless their hand's like really good, we have Euro, we have Teferi. I'm going to keep this hand. I think I'm pretty liberal with keeps with this deck. There's so many Scry lands. There you go. We're not going to want that one. Alright, Chamber Lurker's pretty good. Can't Teferi it. Another Euro. Can Aether Gust it, can Wrath it, can block it with things that are not white, obviously. Alright, so annoying, but fine. Oh, we do the Wrath. That's good, but not great because they have Annex. So, put in Temple. Scry, Knight of Autumn. Kind of love it, actually. Keep that. So now we're just going to Knight of Autumn the Annex. Let's give them 2 things, though. We very bounce the Annex. We have to draw a card. You buy a decent amount of time. We take a... And then we take 3. So we end up being at 10. If we Knight of Autumn kill the Annex, they'll have 4 attackers. That also turns on Embercleave, which is a pretty big scare scenario. So I think we're just going to Teferi the Annex and just buy some time.
Sorry I'm late. Let's try this.
Another Teferi. Alright. I could draw a land too, so we can go Euro into Knight or Euro into Teferi. That's terrifying. Well, they don't kill us now, we wrap them. So are we dead here? 3, 6, 9. We're 2. Those have been in better scenarios in my life, but if they don't untap and kill us this turn, I think we're going to be fine. But if they do, we're just dead, so... Alright, here's your Shatter the Sky. Actually, I just say go, because we, yeah, we plus Teferi. Don't Bone Crusher Giant me. Alright, so before they attack... Annex, and say go, say go, say go, say go, say go. Man. Dodge bullets.
Trust me.
So now we're going to Euro and then Knight of Autumn to kill the Annex. Getting a forest? Sure. Gust ain't bad either. Destroy target enchantment. Yes, the green-white thing can kill creatures. You'll love to see it. They get a 1/1, which is fine. And we say go, and Euro is not there yet, but getting close. Getting close. We can chip this Teferi off next turn. Fervent Champion. We have Gust. We've got another Euro to cash to gain some life. New Teferi. Things we need to turn pretty south for us to lose this game. So they're gonna try poking Teferi, which is actually kind of annoying because I would like to sacrifice it for value. I'm just gonna chump. So we're gonna bounce the token anyway. And I want to draw this card. So if we block the token. Token dies also. We just lose we don't get Teferi, so. Another Annex? Sure. That feels great. So we have Teferi, Gust, Annex. I mean, Euro. Well, now we can just Euro also. So yeah, we'll just bounce Annex.
I've got it.
Draw Knight of Autumn, cool. And play Euro. Temple's top card is Temple again. And Annex. I think we just play Teferi and bounce the token. Keep him off Embercleave.
Show remorse. That's more like it.
Like, the cards are just so good. Every card in this deck is just so good. Berserker. Double Berserker. Well, those can't attack through Euro. You can't attack through Trawler, but... Okay.
Let's try this.
We have the Gust, which is pretty important, so... Maybe just decree the Fervent Champion. Just play Trawler too, I guess. We have a Trawler, but play Trawler and Gust. Just attack. Start there. Let's play Trawler, hold up Aether Gust. The Berserkers can attack through a Trawler, but if we have to bounce on, we can, and untap a Trawler and the game's over. As if it's not over already, but... Yeah. Like, they can't Embercleave in combat, like... Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. So, 2-1 so far. You take those losses to Mono Red, you know, like our last match, you know. If they have a really, really nuts draw on the play, both games, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right. Mono Red's been fairly popular, but like I said, I'm not even convinced it even beats this deck. So it's fine. Temples, 3-drop, Mystical Dispute. It's a hand. Steam Vents, interesting. We can bottom second Krasis. Krasis is really good, but definitely some amount of diminishing returns. Alright, so, I mean, possibly like Jeskai Fires, I guess, that we're looking at here. Like a blue land for Narset. Omen of the Sea. Right, we just gave away the fact that we have a Mystical Dispute, but that's okay. Bottom? Sure. We already have 5 lands, don't need that. I was looking for a second blue source, so... Interesting. I mean, there's the blue source, but I don't really know what's going on. Double Island is really weird. This might, like, not be Jeskai Fires, because just naturally drawing 2 islands is pretty awkward. I'm somewhat inclined to just leave up Mystical Dispute here. for the full amount. Just say go. So I play Narset and they like counter it or something and get to untap and do something that's pretty sick too, so. Alright, yeah, it looks like they're playing maybe like is it Flash deck or something? I'm just gonna counter this. It's honestly probably not a great matchup for us, in theory. Euro. Let's give him the old Euro business. One top, one bottom. Sea Ordain. Omen of the Sea Ordain. Get it? It's fun. Alright, put in Temple of Plenty. Top card. Island. Yeah, I don't really want that. I mean, we're all lined up for a nice big Krasis next turn. They can counter it, but we don't really care. So, what is this? Alright, maybe they're Team of Reclamation? That's a little weird. A little breeding pool action. Only have... I mean, we did just bottom a blue land, right? Yeah, I mean, going Teferi into Narset actually seems kind of cool this turn, but that avenue is no longer available to us. I think we're just going to play Krasis. Also, if it resolves, it's a pretty big threat, too. So, and if it doesn't, we just, 3-for-1 them. Growth Spire? Yeah, so they're playing Reclamation. Okay. Just a weird Reclamation hand with no green sources. This matchup, probably isn't great for us. I mean, our Planeswalkers are great against them, but, they do go over the top of us pretty well. Alright, well, there's your extra blue land, so as long as they don't do filthy things to us this turn, it should be okay, hopefully. Alright, cool. You're going to fastest intervention us? Sure. So I should play a land untapped beforehand. Counter us, I pay 4. Yes, I mean, I guess now they can stack their Omen. Yeah, I screwed up. I should have shocked beforehand. Alright. Not bad. Narset. Of course, Narset and Teferi both fantastic against them.
If you wish to surrender now, I understand.
So they have Brazen Bar over here. You've exposed our Narset, but I think it's still okay. Yeah. I don't know what they're doing as a response to this. Let me know they have it, but... Alright, so you've exposed our Narset, but... We could have, not minused, I guess. That might have been better. So now they have Explosion here. They kill my Krasis and draw 4 cards. It's pretty bad. Yeah, I think we screwed up. I think we should have just not minused. We didn't really need to minus. Our hand's already great. Yeah, we screwed up. Alright. So I have not played this matchup yet. That's my fault. Alright, so we're gonna Nissa and then conquer the Borrower, I guess. Should play this first.
In this land, we are all connected.
Needs to be a forest. We untap. Oh crap, I screwed up. God damn it. Oh man, obviously I need to untap or leave another white untapped, but I also need the extra mana from the green, so we have 2, 4, 5. I actually think we couldn't have even cast it. That's my fault. Alright, how do we fix this? I guess just play Tamiyo. I think we're in big trouble. I think we're gonna die next turn probably. Honestly, I mean, by letting them draw 4 cards, we probably just condemned ourselves to death, which we screwed up. So I mean, one of the biggest leaks you can have in your game is when you make a mistake, you allow it to compound to make another mistake. That's like the literal worst thing you can do. We just did it. So there's an example of what not to do. We buy back Teferi, I suppose. It's not even like that good, but yeah, we'll just see what happens, I guess.
The past is never forgotten.
We have like plus for Teferi also, but they were down to like 2 cards too, so if that explosion hadn't gone off, yeah, I mean, we're just super dead. Yeah, I mean, Team Reclamation's a deck that's, I don't think it's particularly great, honestly. It has not been doing very well in the last week or two, but mistakes are heavily punished. You make a mistake, your opponent will draw 9 cards and just lose the game on the spot, as we just did. So I guess we can just like plus for Nissa. They are 9.
I know I noted this somewhere.
No. I mean, like, it is like no chance they don't have another expansion explosion in their hand, but alright, so we can Euro and Teferi. I think we're past the point of Narset mattering. Okay. Okay. These are all reasonable things. I'm gonna bounce the Borrower because I can just actually, maybe I shouldn't have bounced it. I just plus the Teferi. I should have played this shocked. I could have played Growth Spiral. If I minus this, they can just bounce the Teferi and then go off anyway. But if I plus it, they can't attack it and go off probably, so we're turning off Reclamations. I think we're a plus.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
I mean, we're at 6. Interesting. Tap 3, opt. Okay, floating 2 green, sure. Euro, sure. If their plan is to cast Euro, we've got this Conqueror's Death lined up, so it's pretty nice. Top, sure. Sure.
Time for plan B.
They have like Stomp Land Reclamation? Storm's Wrath. That's pretty good. But they're just dead. Wow. I don't think we should have won that game, but we did, so I guess we'll take it.
I will protect the virtue of this world.
Alright. I mean, we do present a decent amount of roadblocks for them, all our planeswalkers and stuff, but Stormdraft's pretty good against us too. Yeah, I played about 25 matches with this deck over the last few days. This is a matchup I've not played yet, but we'll see what we can do. Veto seems good. What seems bad? Let's start there. I mean, Shatter seems bad. Conqueror's Death is not great, honestly. I don't think... Like, Dream Trawler is weird in that, like, if it sticks, it's really good, but it's hard to resolve it through disputes and stuff. Tamiyo's, like, okay. Knight of Autumn can kill a Reclamation, but I don't really want to be in that spot. I want to let the Reclamation resolve anyway. So... the question is, how bad is Conqueror's Death? I mean, they could bring in, like, a variety of different win conditions, like Wolf Ambusher or Ceratops. I'm interested in some number of Gusts, I think, also. I'm not sure how many disputes that I want. I don't think Tamiyo's great either. So, like, 3 Gust, 2 Dispute, 3 Veto. Like a smattering of... maybe the Knight is just better than the Tamiyo. Tamiyo doesn't seem very good. It's not really a grindy matchup. It's more of like a don't lose to their big dumb stuff matchup. They could also bring in like Robber of the Rich or like Legion Warboss and stuff too, but our Gusts kind of handle that, so... it's one of the things about the Robber of the Rich sideboard plans in Jeskai Fires in this deck is that Gust is already good against them anyway, so... typically you'll go as far as to board in Devout Decree against Jeskai Fires, though, and even if it's bad, it's still he can tag Cavalier or whatever. His hand's great. His hand's just like everything we've ever wanted. Just all the ramp. Nissa. Gust feels great. Don't need Euro number 2. One's enough. Oh, yeah. Man, we have Growth Spiral and they don't. And I think we're going to just main phase this. I don't want to get it Mystical Disputed. Just wanted to resolve. Castle Vantress, but no islands. Alright, let's fire off Euro here. Maybe dispute it, whatever. Sure. Bottom's nice. Breeding Pool. So now we can have Gust up, which is kind of cool. So let's put in the Breeding Pool, pay 2 life, and then just play Castle Vantress. Now we're also in a spot where we can Nissa with Gust up too, so it's kind of cool. Big draw. Not a big draw. Not a big draw. We can't Castle Vantress, and we can Nissa untap. We can't Vantress though, so... I guess we're gonna like rep Veto slash what's it called? Gust and dispute. So play this. Play Hallowed Fountain untapped. Plus on Temple. Attack. Not gonna expose the Breeding Pool to don't really know what, but the Reclamation, we can't stop it, but now at least we're like until we time walk them, which is great, and that was a good one. That's how we like to do it. This is how we do it. We have a billion Forest in play too. Alright, so we're going to skip out on 2 mana here by just attacking. Don't play post-combat, so... Trying to get, this 6 damage feels very, very relevant, so...
Behold, nature's true power.
Alright, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Right. So it's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 11 mana, 9, X is 9. What? I said X is 9. Might be an argument here for casting it for less, actually. I should have cast it for 6. I should have cast it for 6. This is a matchup where the creature is more important than the cards. And I could try to counter... Yeah, that was actually terrible. That was really, really bad. We don't need a 9/9. We don't need the extra card. We could have paid for Dispute or have mana up for our own counter spells if we drew them. That was a really bad play. It's really, really bad. I'm thinking more like it's a control matchup than like it's a combo matchup. Some pretty bad misevaluation there. Alright, no floats, thankfully. Ooh, that's a lot of lands. I mean... We could double Nissa. And then Dispute up. That seems a little unnecessary. Putting them at 2 is not really relevant for our purposes, so... Let's just play Temple... Blue, yeah. Play Temple. Dovin's Veto's nice. Plus on Temple.
The land fights for us.
I mean, we got this Dispute, so hopefully it's enough. They can Vantress, I suppose. Dig through time where X is 4. So we could just dispute this. This dispute's not going to be great in like an end step scenario. If they like fire up a bunch of mana for expansion explosion. And even then, it doesn't like beat us anyway. I don't think. Can't stop like a Storm's Wrath or something. I kind of want to dispute this. This is like 2 good spells next turn, and they only have 1 card left overall. We're gonna dispute this. Normally, I think it's correct to not counter the card draw spells for 2 reasons. 1, those cards might not end up being good cards. And 2, you rather just counter their good spell. It's much better tempo because they waste a whole bunch more mana for it. But in that spot, it was the best 2 cards of our top 2 cards. And they're so light on resources that I think it's actually good. So, alright, so I mean, even if they have Explosion here or something, they're still just like pretty dead. I don't know what they can do at instant speed, so... Like, I don't know what card here gets them out of all of this. So, deal 3 to that and draw 3 cards. Like, we still have 2 lethal attackers in play, and a 3rd, and a 4th. So, yeah. Cool. So, yeah, I think the Team Erect deck's kind of underpowered. It's like... Not underpowered is the right word. It's not like it's very good. It does powerful things, but it doesn't do them consistently enough. And like now that all the decks in the format are a lot better, it's just kind of eh. So we're 3-1. We lost to some pretty insane mono red hands. Otherwise, we're doing pretty good, cruising along here. We beat another mono red deck. We beat a mirror. We beat Team Erect. Hopefully, we can get one more interesting matchup in. We get ourselves out of the percentages. Just made Mythic yesterday, so can't keep that one. Even if there's a green source here, I'm not thrilled about it. You gotta make your land drops this deck. It's all that matters. Alright, this is better. I want to play... We're gonna ship a Euro. Second Euro is kind of redundant. You know our lands. I kind of like Tamiyo, so... We have all tap lands here, which is super awkward, obviously, but... Alright. We can fetch an island next turn and then have Vantress available, so... Mono Red's been very popular. But our hand this game is fine. We're on the play, so... No Robber's nice. Unlikely they triple one drop us. Light up a stage after playing your land, alright? Rimrock Knight and land. Sure. So these kind of hands are fairly typical for the red deck, and they're much more manageable. So we're gonna get an island here to turn our Castle Vantress on. Really, really awkward draw on our part, but we can at least Euro. God, we gotta draw some lands. We really need a land here, Euro. If I know we're playing against mono red, I would have kept the second Euro over the Tamiyo, but big draw, big draw, big draw. Temple of Plenty. Close enough. Alright. So we're at 21. We draw a land. We can Nissa. We've got Conqueror's Death. They play an Annex or something. We got even Krasis for 2 or 3 is not the worst as a fail state. A Tamiyo plus makes Euro ready to go, which is awesome. So I imagine they just Rimrock here. So huh. Okay. Making a land drop this turn is just so important. We could Tamiyo and just buy back Fabled Passage. And then it's just like 4 mana draw land. Gain 2 life. It's like a bad Euro. We could plus it and try and set up for a nice Shatter turn next turn. And also we can Euro, but missing that land drop sucks. We can also Krasis for 2. It's a pretty good blocker against these creatures. But if we don't draw a land, it sucks. This is a sketchy spot. Also Tamiyo. If we plus on Tamiyo, our Euro is like super live. So this is a really tough spot. And if we plus, what do we even name? Maybe Teferi. I mean, even shattering here isn't crazy, I don't think. So I could play Annex next turn also. You know what? Let's just shatter. We could try and milk it, but let's just take it. We have good answers in our hand. Land, 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 land. God, that's still fun. Could have been worse. Make a land drop. Come on. Yes. Yeah, I'll take that. Just keep them coming, honestly. This deck is a definition of mana hungry. Will they Torbrand also? No. Interesting. Oh, they will. I conquer you. Got 3 in the bin for Euro. Okay. We'll just start with the Scryland. If our top card is good, we can just Tamiyo it. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think we're just going to play Tamiyo on plus and get this Knight of Autumn and just say go. We can also Krasis. Krasis making a 4/4 is also really good. Yeah, let's play. I think playing Krasis is safer. If we Tamiyo and get this, seems greedy. I'll just play Krasis. This blocks most things well. We also might force an Embercleave, which we can then kill with the Knight of Autumn. Then we can Euro. Hopefully, we get Teferi back off this thing. So, So Emberclave cost exactly 6, and they obviously have it because of the pause. So I think we're gonna Knight of Autumn the Emberclave. If we block the Steamkin dies. We block the Fervent Champion, that does. So let's block the Steamkin. That'll die. We'll take 2 trample and then 3 total. Yeah. Oh wait, oh, it's a pump it. I'm so stupid. I'm an idiot. Whatever. I forgot the pump on this the Steamkin, so that was actually a bad block, but whatever. I think we're still in great shape, so I'm not super worried about it. Alright, so get back a Teferi. Give me a loyalty.
I'm known for my excellent
Start by
fight.
bouncing the Steamkin.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Land. Okay. And now we can, like, Nissa creature Knight of Autumn. Kill Embercleave.
Together, we will prevail.
Can't Euro yet. Maybe we could shock and Tamiyo too. Oh, look, they blew up. They dead. All right, cool. So another game 1 win against Mono Red. So, you know, again, the pressure's on them to have a really good hand. You know. So we've already established pretty clearly. Bring in the 8 cards. Take out 2 Nissa, 2 Tamiyo, 2 Dispute, 2 Narset. Karn. A lot of mono red. Not sure why. I mean, these players are already in Mythic. It's not like it's a race 2 Mythic. They're trying to race at the top 120 or 1200 maybe. I don't think the red deck's very good. It's sort of just like archetype-wise, it's good based on the format. But, like, actual, like, deck-wise, it's just, like, not a good deck. Like, the cards are just not great. There's just, like, no good removal in the deck, really. It's very reliant on Embercleave. Alright, so get the mulligan this, obviously. Stay in place. Keep this. We're going to ship the Nissa. This is not super important in this matchup. We got our early interaction, we got our Euro, and no 1-drop. God, you love to see it. We're going to keep this. We're going to keep that. Unchained Berserker. If we Gust this turn, we have to shock to Teferi next turn. So we're just going to take a lump here, I think. It's pretty good, too. Pretty happy to bounce any 3-drop here they have with Teferi. Maybe we'll Euro. Bone Crusher Giant, sure. A little shock in Teferi here. Yeah, Teferi's job is just like muck stuff up. You know, slow things down, bounce stuff, draw cards, draw fire, just buy you a turn or two. Teferi is very good at that. Sure. Like them stomping Teferi, wasting 2 mana on their turn to shock my Teferi is awesome. Couldn't ask for a better turn. And now they're going to do that. So let's... Interesting. We're going to Euro. We're not going to shock in 2 lands probably, but I'm not ready to Gust this Berserker yet. We just gain the life back anyway. We can't decree it, obviously, and playing Teferi is worthless too, so 0. Alright, so yeah, we'll just play his land tapped. It's not worth taking 4, really cast an Aether Gust and save 3 damage, so. Alright, so Torbrand is like, I mean, it looks scary, but we're just taking 5 here. We get to untap and then just do everything, basically, which is awesome, so. Bounce Torbrand.
I know my responsibility. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Draw Dream Trawler, cool. Play with tapped, say go with Aether Gust up. Try and do that again. We just Aether Gust a Berserker, like. Sure. Wants to kill my Teferi. I mean, I wouldn't really care about this if I didn't just want to just cast this Aether Gust to get it out of my hand. So I want to. I don't want to waste this 2 mana. I don't really care about protecting Teferi. I honestly don't really mind Teferi dying. I think the extra card in the graveyard is kind of nice, but it is turning off the what's it called? That card, Embercleave. So that's definitely a thing. All right. So we're gonna leave just plus. Leave up Decree. This will Euro also. Sure. I mean, like, we don't need more Euros, but I would just play after mana, gain 3 life, explore at this point, so. Plus this, there you go.
Here goes nothing.
Attacking me, Devout Decree. Still on it. And now we got 4 in our bin, so we can hit a Euro and then Euro off the Euros. I'll just keep saying Euro over and over again. That's cool with everyone.
I've got time.
Could also play a large Krasis, but I think just gaining 6 off the Euros is even better, so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. I mean, you're up, and we're under the safety of Teferi, so they can't Embercleave us, which is basically the only scary card. And we're at a healthy 19. And we get to untap and get to play Crokeyz and Trawler and Knight of Autumn. Torbrand's not bad. It's a card. Sure. Say we're under a small amount of pressure to clean this board up. All right, this looks like they have an Embercleave, and they're like desperate to get it online. So that's a thing. So we get to Euro, and we'll block this 5 power creature, eat it for free, still be at 19, and then we'll go from there. That's really good. So now we're going to attack. If we draw, we can't play Conquers and Krasis, but we're definitely attacking. So this is 4, 5, 6. I mean, if they block, they could kill the Euro, but we would also just kill both their creatures. I think we take every day. So, oh, hello. I like that whammy. In that case, probably just play Dream Trawler. You know what? Let's play it safe. No. Yeah, let's play Dream Trawler. We have Gust on Torbrand. We're 22 life with Gust in our hand. Even if they have Embercleave. Another champion. All right. So before they attack, we're going to hit the Torbrand so they can't... I guess that doesn't matter, because Embercleave still costs not that much. Maybe I should have let them attack first. Now they might decline to attack. So we're just not going to block. We're going to assume they have Cleave. We'll take 10, 11, 12. We'll take 14 here, which is fine. We need to untap. Conqueror's Death, the biggest thing. Knight of Autumn, the Embercleave. Gain a million life on our attack back. Yeah, this is all fine. So we take 14. We're going to gain like 10 of it back next turn. Teferi Time Raveler, also not bad. That actually makes me want to bounce the Embercleave. No. We can, we can't Teferi Knight and Conquer Death. I want to conquer the Bone Crusher and Knight of Autumn the Embercleave. Yes, we're trying to attack. We're drawing a bunch of cards here too, so draw a card, draw a card, put in a land. Don't want that. We have white, white, white. So we have that's that, that's that. We're one short on being able to Growth Spiral also. So just let this hit. I could have killed them probably. I screwed up. If I had, I didn't know I was drawing this obviously, so I didn't know. But Conquer Death. And Knight of Autumn. And they can't Torbrand and Embercleave next turn. So yeah. Cool. So easy as that. So a nice solid 4-1 with our only loss coming at the hands of some pretty brutal on the play mono red draws. And as you saw in the other two matchups, it's a pretty good matchup, honestly. Even though game one is a little tough at times, it's a very, very doable matchup. I think his deck is phenomenal. I think his deck is like the best deck in the format right now. I don't think it's close. Will it be the best deck in 2 weeks? I had no idea. You know, but I think at this moment, right now, this is the best deck in Standard, and it's not close. It's just good at everything. And the one matchup where you think you would suffer for having no cards that cost less than 3, just beat it twice. You know, like, so, and then the cards are just naturally good against it. Knight of Autumn, Euro, Hydroid Krasis, all just naturally good against mono red decks. So I think his deck is awesome. If you're playing in a PTQ or trying to grind the ladder, and the ladder just reset. So trying to get turning into Mythic fast, playing FNM, whatever you're doing, you're playing Standard. Either be ready for this deck or play this deck. And I would say you should definitely play this deck because it is very, very powerful. It uses almost every powerful card in the format. It's just phenomenal. So again, this is Crokeyz deck. Check out his stream. Great streamer, is on basically every single day for like 8 hours, just grinding the ladder nonstop. Finishes top 5 in the ladder every season. So all Crokeyz, not me. Again, full credit where credit is due. Check out Crokeyz stream and content. And yeah, deck's awesome. Give it a spin. I guess I won't say I'll see you at PAX East because that was yesterday. Hopefully I saw you at PAX East. And I'll see you guys on Friday for my article. All right. See you guys soon. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com. Check out the website proper, of course, because there's a written article that goes with this video. Always check that out. Always check out my articles. Video Monday, article Friday. CoolStuffInc.com. Fantastic content every single day for free. No paywall. Not a one paywall. All right, get up on there and go buy something, will you? Great stuff too. Promo code Jim5. Check it out. CoolStuffInc.com. I love y'all. I'll see you next week.